Hey, what is up, my Mini Maniacs? This is Ryanimaniac here to bring insanity to your everyday lives, and welcome to Manic Movies, the series where I'll take a look at a movie I feel like I want to talk about. And welcome to week 4 of my Halloween marathon. And this week we'll be taking a look at Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. So, due to the confusion and not such success of the last film in the series, Season of the Witch, which confused many audiences that it didn't have Michael Myers in it. This film, they chose to bring back Michael Myers so that, the rest of the series would focus on him. And, heaven forbid a series try something different every once in a while. They just want to see the same thing over and over again. But does this film hold up for that? Well, let's take a look. So, this ending of last film, the one where Michael Myers was in a whole big explosion that definitely killed him and Dr. Loomis off. Yeah, somehow Michael survived that. With just some mild burns on his hand. At least that's all we ever see of him. There might be burns all over him. Mostly all we see is just burns on his hand, and apparently he's been in a coma for the last 10 years since the events of the first 2 films in 1978, and he's being transferred when the doctors are discussing, Laurie Strode accidentally died in a car accident or something, which explains Jamie Lee Curtis not being in this because she didn't want to come back because she was busy doing other stuff. But they mentioned that her daughter, Jamie, played by Danielle Harris, is still in Hatfield, Illinois, which is enough to wake Michael out of his coma somehow and continue his bloody rampage. So, in this film, it's more or less the same as the first film, except now he's going after Laurie's daughter, his niece. Which, in a way, is kind of scary, mostly because you wouldn't imagine... A lot of these serial movies, they usually go for someone more grown, like an adult or a teen. Someone who... who's more mature. There's not a lot of horror movies out there, or slashers, I should say, that usually go after children. Usually those are very taboo in the horror industry, because, a lot of people don't want to see that. So I give them credit for that. But other than that, there's not a whole lot to this film. It's mostly just the same old, Michael being sneaky and stabbing people. Except, whereas in the first film, and even some in the second film, where it's trying to build suspense, where you don't know quite where he's going to pop out, in this one it's more just like, okay, we know the drill, here he comes, he's going to kill that mechanic and steal the jumpsuit, he's going to take another Halloween mask from a store, that sort of thing, and it doesn't really do anything all that interesting, honestly. It's mostly you're just sitting around going, okay, where's Michael? Let's get to it, And a whole lot of this movie is just sitting around and waiting for Michael to show up. And again, like I said, not like the first film where it's building suspense, where you're worried about these people. Because as opposed to the first film where they wanted to make you care about the people, in this film there is hardly anybody likable. Like Jamie's older foster sister, Rachel, who I don't know the name of the actress, she's just this whiny brat. Like, she has to take Jamie for trick-or-treating. She's like, I was gonna hang out with my boyfriend. Just like, whiny, irritating. Her boyfriend is an absolute scumbag because she tells him she can't go out with him tonight, and he ends up going and sleeping with another girl. I don't know, the cops are decent enough. There's nothing about them that screams jerk, I don't know, but there's nothing about them that really makes them stand out either. I'd say the best 2 performances would probably go to Danielle Harris and probably Donald Pleasance, even though he is sort of doing the same sort of spiel of, oh, Michael's alive still, he's pure evil, that sort of thing, which, in this one I kind of give it a little credit because this is 10 years after the original. He's just like, oh, I don't want that to happen again, even though Toa does. I don't remember what the body count in this one was, but I'm pretty sure it's on par with that first night 10 years ago. Now let's talk about Michael in this movie, because in many people's opinion, this was the worst version of Michael. For one thing, it's, to my knowledge, the only Michael that is spending a majority of his time on screen hunching his shoulders up, and it looks really stupid. Because, like, he'll be getting shot and he'll just be going, and it's just like, what happened to you, Michael? You used to be scary, and now you're hunching your shoulders, looking like Frankenstein. He looks like one of those Spirit Halloween animatronics of Michael Myers, not instead of actual Michael Myers. It's almost laughable. And the mask, oh my gosh, it's just this plain, boring, surprised look on Michael's face. I don't know, it's just this super cheap rubber mask, which is saying something because they bought the original mask super cheap as well and gave it a repaint and all, but I don't know, there was something to it that they did. They used lighting to make it look better. Like, if you look at the original mask, depending on the lighting, its mood would change. This one was just this plain, boring, emotionless, surprised face, just, look at me, I'm Michael Myers, and I don't know. This is also probably the series where, you know, it kind of starts delving even more into the 80s slasher genres with more gore and higher body count, less likable characters, like I said earlier. I mean, it got creative with its kills. I never thought in a horror movie I'd see someone get stabbed with a shotgun, but there you go, that happened. Like I said, this one out of the series isn't the worst I've seen from what I remember, but I don't know, it's just sort of a dull movie, not a lot happening. I mean, I give him credit for trying to do something different, at least, with it being him going after Laurie's daughter. That's a sort of unique horror slasher thing that isn't really done a lot, because again, kids in horror movies, they usually try to stay away from injuring kids because people feel bad about that. No shame in going for the dogs, though. Always the dogs in these movies. And then, of course, there's also the twist ending in this one where, spoiler alert, Michael is killed in this one, because, you know, he can definitely stay dead in this franchise. And Jamie and Laurie and all the cops go back home, and everything seems all fine, and then suddenly Jamie kills her stepmother. And it's revealed, you know, the spirit of Michael has gone into Jamie. Like, she's been wearing the clown costume like Michael wore, just showing all these traits Michael had at that age, and so now she's the new Michael. And as is the case with a lot of these horror franchises, it does not stick to that ending, but we'll get to that in the next sequel. So overall, like I said, since there's nothing really awful about it, but there's nothing, it's getting to the point where it's starting to drag on and just to meld more into the slasher genre. I'm gonna give this one about a 5, because I mean, I do give them credit. There is some effort into this, because it does feel like they're trying to build suspense, even though they're not doing very well at it. I feel like they actually are trying to capture sort of the spirit of the original. I personally don't think I'll be really watching it all that much. I mean, I know there's many people who do like this movie and say this and the other two of part of the Thorn trilogy that they enjoy, so I don't know. You can enjoy it all the same. I just personally don't really care for it because there's so little going on, and I don't know. If I wanted to watch the first movie, I'd watch the first movie. That's me. So yeah. No, again, not awful, just okay, but slightly less okay than Halloween 2. So anyways, with all of that, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more movie reviews like this, and also give a comment giving a suggestion of something I should check out, because you guys might have something that I want to look at and say something about. I don't know. But anyways, with all that being said, stay sane in the insane world, and I will see all you little loonies later.